Welcome to the Marvel Cinematic University podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Canton III, and we are back for the second edition of the Hot Takes Pod, where we listen and we read and we talk about all of your hot takes that you sent in. We give some hot takes of our own, and part of the reason why it is so hot in here, the Patreon, forget it. The Patreon will do it at the end. The reason why it's so hot is because we have a tremendous panel, and we have a tremendous person that we have to get to in a second. But first, I want you to introduce the super producer, Jake Christie. Jake, how are you?
I'm doing well. Just get to the next people.
Yes, I will. First and foremost, because I got to do the Teej segment last, but we have to introduce the man of the hour, the star of the show. His name is Roderick A. Smith, who is back for the second time for this volume 2 of the Hot Takes Pod. Roderick, how you doing, sir?
I'm back. Thanks. First of all, brothers, thank y'all for having me. Okay, it's always a pleasure to see y'all. I appreciate everything y'all doing. I'm keeping up with the podcast. I'm seeing y'all, looking fly. You got the New York shirt on. You know what I'm saying? I see you over there with the powder blue. Jake, my man Teej, what's going on? I see you out here, and whenever I'm on a podcast with 2 or more black people, I gotta throw on the Nino Brown fit. I got the shades on, I got the oversized fitted to the back to let these brothers know I'm in the building. Let's go.
Oh man, I can't wait to go. We will get there in a second. Our other pal is Teej. Teej, how you doing, sir?
I totally forgot that he was going to do that. I'm good. I'm good. I'm going to apologize for my efficiency tonight. I got to get a lot of shots up because I have to leave the game at halftime. So I'm going to try to get a lot of shots up and make an impact on the first half so we can win the game, bros.
Most definitely. Absolutely. And we will get to that in a second. But I have to, because of the segment, Better Call Teej has to happen as long as Teej is on the show. And I got to say, there were a lot of submissions. There were a lot of eligible submissions over the past week. A lot of them. But the latest one did the most. Teej, you quote tweeted this woman on TikTok with a bunch of, let's just say, sex toys. And you said, this woman showing her sex toys to a Jay Electronica beat with a vocal sample from Snowfall. Who is this content for? Who is this content actually for?
No one's given me a good answer to that yet. It's like a homely looking white woman, no disrespect to anyone, who's holding up random toys and random other objects that I guess have been used as sex toys to show all the things that she's had intercourse with. But the beat, apparently the sound is just trending on TikTok. I don't be on TikTok like that, but the sound is trending. But it's like a beat from the new Jay Electronica album. But then it's got a vocal sample of Franklin from Snowfall saying bodies, bodies, bodies. And I'm like, I don't understand who this content is meant to attract.
Yeah.
It's not me. I don't necessarily want to see this woman and her sex toys. But also, like, I heard the Jay Electronica beat. And I'm like, yeah, the beat's kind of fire. But, like, I don't understand this content one bit. Like, I don't know who the demographic is of people who are supposed to click on this and engage with this content.
Yeah, because I can be honest, I think that a big underreported thing that's going on, it's I'm not the first person to make the observation that, like, a lot of this trad wife content is just sex content, but in disguise.
Yes.
And so, like, the Jay Electronica thing is the thing that's tripping me up, because if it had, like, classic rock behind it, I could tell you exactly who it's for. It's for dudes who don't want to watch, like, who want to act like they're not watching literal naked women, but, like, are getting off on a wholesome white woman doing sex things. Like, that I can repeat. The Jay Electronica, like, then I agree. I have no idea what it's for.
I can't believe that certain groups of people let Jay Electronica drop another album. But that's all I'm going to say about that, because I didn't think it was going to happen. I didn't think it was going to happen.
I feel like we should let Roderick A. Smith give his thoughts on this situation. What do you think, Roderick?
Well, first of all, I love Jay Electronica. He's a good dude. I've been knowing that brother going back a long time. I remember when he had his first one only good song back in the day. And I was very excited to see that he had, accomplished one of the things I'm trying to do, which is cozy up to white money. The amount of white money this man has been able to get through marriage is quite impressive. And I have nothing bad to say about him. If she was using this beat, that's fine with me. Congratulations to that dude. Hopefully, he got paid off of that too.
Oh man, that's just tremendous. The Teej segment always delivers. And with that being said, we got a ton of submissions from our listeners. I want to also thank Teej for gathering some of his Twitter kinfolk to bring some takes as well. And our Discord really came through. I can't wait to talk about what they had to say. But first and foremost, I feel like the panelists here, if they each have a hot take, we should all get one off. Teej, out of all of the takes that you have been cooking up in the past few days for this, what is the one that stands out to you the most that you want to say to start this off?
I hate to start here because I know some people have an affinity for this film and this character,
Okay.
but I think Ultron is the worst villain in MCU history. I rewatched this once I knew that we were doing this hot takes pod. I rewatched the movie, and I don't know if it's just the Spader performance, but the character. I've probably seen the movie now probably 5 or 6 times. Every time I watch it, I'm just completely bored by the character. I just do not care about the character. I do not care about the villain, and it really hampers the movie for me. It's like it's not the worst MCU movie. Like there are worse movies that the MCU. I mean, like the Eternals exist. Absolute snooze fest. And I don't know what they thought they were going to get when you bring in. Well, actually, I'm gonna save that one on the Eternals because that's my next take. But
Okay.
I wish like there's a version of Ultron I can see if you're reading a comic book that could be like so cool to me. But the version that we get in the movie, like being snarky, a computer being snarky with me is just not gonna scare me. In some ways, it's ahead of its time, but in some ways, looking back on it now that we know what we do about AI, it's like, okay, so ChatGPT was the villain of this film. Like that doesn't move me. It just does not move me. I know that some people really, really like Age of Ultron, and I really just think it comes down to what you think of the Spader performance and what you think of Ultron as a villain. And some people buy it. Some people are into it. I also don't like the offspring of Ultron, which is Vision. I just think Vision is a swaggerless character. So I have some Ultron bias that has carried over into me watching Vision. But Vision got a bad one on his arm, and I don't understand how he did that. I still don't know how he did that, and I'm hating. I'm gonna put my hate out there. I'm anti-Vision, and then they turned Vision white, and then I was very anti-Vision. So I'm not a Vision guy. I'm not a Vision.
That's actually when I started liking him. When he went white, that was when I was like, you know what, this brother's all right. He doing pretty good for himself. He got a bad woman on his arm, and he white now. He gonna be more powerful. He getting his own TV show and everything. That's what my goal is. I think he stepped it up. Now I gotta push back on Teej. Teej is a good brother. I've known this brother for a long time. If I was ever in a courtroom in a legal situation, I would definitely want him, in the room watching, from the pew area or something like that. So this is a guy that has a long history of good takes, but my problem is there's 75 villains in the Marvel universe. You might not think Ultron is the best, but the worst over Ronan the Accuser. Did he have a line of dialogue? This brother spent the whole damn movie with a hammer he never got to use. And how did he lose? In a dance off. You let Star-Lord break you down on the 1s and 3s in front of all the Kree, all the Skrulls, all the Shi'ar Empire? I'm sorry, Teej, but absolutely not. Absolutely not can you give Ultron worse than Ronan the Accuser. You gotta come a little harder than that for me.
I will say, as far as the Teej take is concerned with Ultron, I tend to land more on the movie itself. I think spawned a lot of things that were really important, but I think Teej, your argument is a fair one. It's not. I wouldn't say Ultron's the worst, but I also would say that he probably underperformed. I feel like this is a Paul George in Game 7 of the 2020 conference semis against Denver, where where the ball hits the backboard in the fourth
You mean
quarter.
way off, P?
Way off. Yes.
way up.
Where I think the argument could be made that that Ultron, it didn't hit itself. I mean, it gave us Vision, it gave us Wanda, it gave us a lot of interesting stuff that carried the MCU forward, and without it, we would not have WandaVision and everything that we get after. But at the same time, Ultron, perhaps, maybe, Teej, you're not too far off. Not too far off. Maybe I won't go all the way. I won't go all the way with you, but I'll walk with you to a certain degree.
I'll take that.
Yes. Okay. So, Jake, I want to ask: have you brought a hot take to the show?
I have,
today?
and I'll say this, I'm bad at hot takes because I just generally, I don't know, it's just not my style. But while I enjoyed the movie, I actually think in hindsight we might think that the death knell for the MCU was them doing the multiverse in No Way Home. The fact that they shot the wad on that in 2021 and are still trying to get us excited about that as a concept in 2026 for Doomsday. Like, same thing with Deadpool and Wolverine. The fact that they didn't hold this back, I think, is like really going to hurt them. And I think it's just like, I think that, yeah, bringing them back, the other Spider-Man back in No Way Home, I think was a catastrophic error on the MCU as a whole. For making an entertaining movie, fine. But like, in the bigger picture, I think that it was an awful decision for them in order to try to, if they're going to keep trying to get us excited about a multiverse storyline, a Secret Wars storyline. If you're going to do Secret Wars in 2027, you cannot have the other Spider-Man and the Spider-Man villains come back in 2021.
Wow, that's a very interesting one. Roderick A. Smith, what do you say?
Oh, I mean, I agree with that white brother right there. He's saying some facts right there. I think it came off much more articulate than what Teej was saying. You know, it just, for some reason, it really rings true. I think, 3 Spider-Mans it was cool at the time, but now that everybody got a multiverse, it don't hit the same. And so, yeah, it's ruined the multiverse for the future. It's a great job.
Yeah, listen, I think as far as Jake is concerned, I think if you span everything, I think he is right about trying to get people excited. People are still wondering, can this shit hit at all? And we don't know.
Because also, we already got Wolverine and Deadpool and Wolverine, and we got the other 2 Spider-Men. Every other character you can bring back from previous Marvel movies is less impactful than the ones we already have had. Like, if you were to rank previous Marvel movie characters that are most exciting to get back, we've had all of them. We've had both Spider-Man, we've had Wolverine, we've had Professor X. Like, there's no one left. So, yeah.
I would tend to agree with that. And listen, as one of the co-hosts of this show, I had to bring a hot take myself. And oh boy, this is good. This is gonna be a rough one for the folks. I deliberated over this one for a while, especially after Teej was so kind enough to put a thread out on Twitter, and a lot of his kinfolk responded, and I greatly appreciate all of you for responding. One tweet in particular, I want to reference because it allowed me to have the basis of my take. This is at Mojallo8. MCU ain't hit since Endgame. And Nigga Bird is the #1 culprit. Spider-Man and Black Panther are very close seconds, though. Now, the last sentence of that, I can't agree with that part.
Hell no, you don't agree with
Can't agree with that part.
No Way Home is great, and Black Panther is dead.
Yeah, so that's a whole nother story. But in terms of the first part of it,
no, he was
okay. I just gotta say this. I personally think that a call needs to be made to Chris Evans. Can you please come back? Can we please demote Sam Wilson back to Falcon? Just be Falcon. Because
demote him back to 8 Mile too. Like, demote him just out completely. He can play Tupac again. He could just get out of our face.
No, give him one of those hats, Adjustment Bureau too. Let's do it.
I just, as far as the whole Falcon and the Winter Soldier thing was just, to be honest, let's be real about this. When you had Sam Wilson and Bucky Barnes shake hands with John Walker and have a powwow in the finale, you get the stupid Pepsi speech at the end of it, and it just didn't hit. And then his own movie They don't even believe it. The MCU does not believe in Sam Wilson as Captain America.
No,
They don't.
No,
They
they don't.
do not. They do not. They have shown us time and time and time again that they do not believe in this man. So guess what? If you don't believe in him, that's why, look at this. They even wrote into the storyline the whole leader shit with the new Avengers and the whole thing of Sam getting mad because the Avengers, these versions of the Thunderbolts, were named the new Avengers, and he's all pissy about that. Guess what, sir? There's a reason that they named those folks the new Avengers, because you as a leader are not it.
Mm-hmm. Talk to him.
Now, you must have
Roderick A.
knew,
Smith.
you must have knew I was
Yes.
coming on the show today, because that right there is that's really one of my hot takes. That I don't think it's a hot take at all. I think it's just a regular take. Now I know the brother Sam Wilson. Okay, he's a good dude. You know, I rooted for his sister to get that loan so she could get that boat. You know, I was hoping that he would be able to step up and be the next leader for the Avengers. You know, I'm not rooting to get the brother has always tried to do right. But however, he's no Steve Rogers. Okay. He's not, Captain America cannot be black, number one. Number two, he can't be a nigga. Okay, he's not the kind of black that he's not the right kind of black to even be able to pull this off. And Anthony Mackie don't have the charisma that you need to have to order to hold this down to get white people to listen to you. That's the number one power of Captain America is that white folks listen to him. Nobody listens to Steve Rogers. I mean, nobody listens to Sam Wilson. They listen to Steve Rogers. That's all they want to see. Now, y'all might be thinking like this is a little personal. And you're right. I was at the gas station one day. Sam Wilson came up to confront me because he had heard what I had been saying about him. And he confronted me, you know, and hey, look, I'm not hiding. Bring it to my face. If you see me, pull up. Oh, he pulled up on me, and I didn't say nothing then, because, you know, we at the gas station. We in front of his kids. We in front of the, you know, people that's pumping gas. But now that I'm in the safety of this studio, virtually away from him, he didn't want them problems. Okay, I wish he would have tried to smack me. I would have took that shield and stuffed it down his fucking throat. Okay, because that's how I get down. Okay, I'm a real one. So yeah, I'm 100% agree with you. It's not just that Captain America is Steve Rogers. It's Captain America can't be black. That's more important than just it being Sam Wilson. Even Bucky could have been Captain America. I mean, let's just be honest. Okay, it's just not gonna be that nigga. It's not gonna ever be Sam Wilson.
Hey man. Yeah, go ahead, Teej. Go ahead.
I have long held that I don't think it's a hot take either because I just think Anthony Mackie is not a very good actor, and I don't think you have to be a very good actor to be in the MCU movies. Like there are some of the people that we really like in the MCU that are not the greatest actors, but they embody their characters. Anthony Mackie does neither of those things. As Falcon, I mean, I guess he embodied Falcon as a loser who nobody cared about, but he does not embody Captain America. And I don't want to side with MAGA because I'm unlike my brother Roderick A. Smith. I'm fine with a black Captain America. It just cannot be the most swaggerless black man.
And I guess you fine with the DEI Latino Falconsburg sidekick too, right? That's America to you? Okay, T.
I mean, Teej, if I can go back to the records, on March 27, 2024, you tweeted, "Y'all might have to mute me when the new Captain America movie drops. My TL gonna look like a Candace Owens video. Mackie is just a DEI cap, hashtag not my cap."
That is true. I did tweet that. However, I will say I walked into Brave New World with an open mind. I knew it was going to stink, but I tried to enjoy myself. That is one of the worst fucking films that Marvel has ever put their name. It is a joke how bad that movie is. In fact, the movie is so bad, I could not even get off my real agenda. I plan to walk out of that movie theater and say, I told y'all Anthony Mackie was a bum. Why did y'all ever think he could be Cap? But everything else was so bad, I literally could not even blame Anthony Mackie for how shitty that movie was. And that didn't make me happy because I really wanted that to be my moment to finally my agenda to reach a zenith and we could get him out of here, like Texas A&M did when they were going to hire the Stoops brother. They said, no, we're not accepting him. I was trying to lead a campaign against Anthony Mackie, but it didn't work because the movie was so bad that it wasn't his fault.
The thing that's annoying to me, though, is that, like, they don't even have to bring back Steve Rogers. Just, like, there are so many characters in the MCU now. I get it intellectually, yes, Captain America is the head of the Avengers or whatever. He doesn't have to be. No one's clamoring for Steve Rogers. Like, no one, if they were to make fucking Captain Marvel and Spider-Man, like, the two most important characters of the Avengers, no one would be like, in the comics, Captain America was important. They'd be like, no, this was a smart decision. Anthony Mackie is not going to lead the Avengers. Like, everyone would be okay with that. If he was, like, a third-tier character, no one would blink an eye.
Teej walked in with an open mind. I walked out with an open mind because I said anybody can do better than this shit. Okay, this man is not the captain. He's not America. He's just wasting my damn time. Okay, I would have rather had the old Carl Lumbly dude be Captain America. At least he had been through some things. He had seen some stuff, but no, absolutely not. I give me any white character. Honestly, put the stars and the stripes on them. I'll take that. That's a good Captain America movie to me.
Can I get off one more hot take before I go?
Yeah, sure.
There's something to be said about getting a filmmaker such as Chloe Zhao to go into the MCU. On the face of it, it's a really cool idea. She makes small movies with big ideas, and to merge that into a superhero story on paper, somebody in the Disney offices was just giving themselves a hand job over how cool of an idea this was. But they missed one thing. And I'm sorry to all my film heads and my film nerds. I love film. I love all types of films. Chloe Zhao is a bum. She makes completely boring films.
Wow.
And they went and grabbed her because she makes prestige, boring drivel, and she brought it to the MCU.
Ooh.
And what was the Eternals? It was the most boring shit of all time. It was like the movie is not even bad. Like, it is not like, oh my God, this movie stinks. It is like, holy shit, this movie is boring as shit. Chloe Zhao loves to show you like beautiful landscapes. There's no Marvel situation where the fans want to sit there high off their Mountain Dew and their edibles and watch how beautiful the landscapes are because they're all fucking CGI'd anyway. That's not a real landscape. Like, I don't understand who thought that was a good idea.
It was Kevin Feige actually who did that, and you thought it was a good idea. I did. I was so sure it was a good idea. Well, one of my worst takes. I'm like, this is gonna be so fucking good to bring in a prestige director. She seems excited about it, and the thing is, I actually believe that they let her make the movie she wanted to make because it's not a commercial movie at all. Like, I don't believe that there's any interference
whatsoever.
Well, there you go, Roderick A. Smith. What do you have to say to that one?
I mean, Roderick A. Smith's never seen another Chloe Zhao movie.
First of all, how dare you? Everybody saw No Man Land, okay? But no, the problem with this take, and it's a good take. Teej is a good brother. I know he's coming from a good place. You know, I too was a bit bored. You know, I enjoyed Alfred from Atlanta. You know, getting magical powers. That was cool. But this is the movie we got to finally see some Marvel characters beat cheeks.
Is it true?
Yes.
And so
It's actually crazy that's the movie they chose to put that in.
For that reason alone, I can't totally co-sign what he's saying because for years I have been looking at the screen waiting for somebody to finally have sex in one of these movies where everybody got 12-pack abs. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They wearing tights. And they constantly in the middle of battle, you know, getting their wanderlust up. So shout out to Chloe. She finally made one of my dreams come true. So I'm sorry. I can't completely co-sign, but I would not say the rest of her movies are trash, even if, you know, I don't think they're MCU level movies.
I'll just say, like, in terms of the Eternals itself, I've always felt like there's a good movie in there. The problem is there's like 55 characters, and you can never make a good movie with 55,000 characters in it. And that's just it can never get to where she wanted it to go just based off it's too many people, too many things going on. You can't really centralize the storytelling, and yeah, to a degree, well, what you say, Teej, like I don't care enough about the space shit, like to that the cosmic element to that degree. People want their grounded MCU. I think this was Phase 4 is a lot of Kevin Feige saying, "Hey man, let me just do a bunch of shit I want to do."
I mean, I can't blame him. If I did all the shit up to Endgame and it worked, I'd be like,
shit worked. So he
you're talking about space shit, but did you not see the Guardians of the Galaxy? There was 3 of those. They was happening in space, and they was good.
Those were good, but like those had a specific writer and director that we all like.
Yeah,
so
I mean, yeah, it's just the tonally, it just was off in that, like, it was like very staid and like it's almost tried to have like tone of like an epic, but it was like boring in ways that it can't be.
Them
just
cheeks wasn't off. Them cheeks was on.
Oh no. I mean, Rod, you know me. I'm on the record in the paper of record about that it was important that those cheeks were clapped in that movie. So
right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just felt like we erasing. That's a huge accomplishment. Nobody's been able to pull it off since. On the Disney
Plus, just movies are no, but on Disney Plus. I mean, on Disney Plus, Daredevil and She-Hulk got some action together.
But we didn't really get to see the cheeks get.
But in Eternals, you really don't see the cheeks get clapped either.
I was seeing cheeks clapping.
Okay. I mean, you got the director's cut.
Yeah, I know what I'm seeing.
She-Hulk, I was seeing some cheeks clapping too.
No.
That was different. Now with that,
no, Rod, you got the director's uncut. You got the director's uncut.
Yeah. All right. I think I think the character was uncut.
Well, I mean, yeah, Richard Madden, he's British. He probably was.
Yeah.
So Teej, do you have any parting shots as you get?
Can we ask one question that was related to Teej and Matt Murdock?
Oh yeah, sure.
Do you remember that one? Do you have that one?
Let me see if I could go find that one. Yes.
It's about to be some bullshit.
It is. Yeah. Correct. Yes.
Our pal Montel in the Discord did say that Teej could beat Matt Murdock in a court case.
That's a ridiculous hot take.
I think that's a hot take. Matt Murdock on the show, I don't think has ever lost a case. Like he's literally like 95-0.
He's always doing some bullshit like my client did it and then he wins.
I wouldn't let them people slide on my people though. And if I did, they would have to slide on my ops immediately. It wouldn't take me 7 episodes of doing the random shit they were doing in that Daredevil show. But I think that he would beat me in a court case for sure. Now, he's undefeated. I have to respect his.
Before Teej leaves, though, is it all right if I get off one hot take for him too, and everybody to see? Because I want to get y'all opinion on this, brothers. Okay.
Yes, let's hear it.
So you know how the next phase, the Marvel's looking around. Jonathan Majors done already messed that bag up. He can't be the villain. They scrambling. They scrambling. I mean, I could be the villain, okay? I could do it, but I'm not even gonna say that. I'm not even gonna say that. Okay. I think that goes without saying.
For sure.
But has anybody considered maybe they need to work with this brother Dr. Doom? Because last time I checked, he's a doctor. Has anyone thought of that? You out here talking spicy, and when he take over all the multiverses, y'all ain't gonna be able to get nothing. So how come you don't got Reed Richards trying to reach out and work with this brother? Instead, he's already playing with your kid in your house. He's already more powerful than anything y'all ever seen. Why are you even trying to fight him? You barely beat Galactus. You had to actually trick him into leaving. You couldn't fight the fair one. Y'all didn't want to smoke with Galactus. It took all the power on Earth. And here come this brother, Dr. Doom. And you think y'all just gonna go against that? Let me tell you about Dr. Doom. That's a bad man. Okay. You do not want it with this brother. Okay. When he comes out, he don't need the glove. He don't need none of that Thanos. He don't need the hammer. He's just gonna bring the pain. And y'all don't got the real Avengers. Y'all got Nigga Bird. Y'all don't have a chance. It's over for that. So I'm just saying, has anybody thought about, far be it from me, I've never been a superhero. So I defer to the superheroes that's played the game, but maybe y'all should work with them.
I mean, it's a great question.
It's a great question. I mean, there's some validity to it, and I wouldn't be shocked if perhaps some heroes do end up kind of working with him in the movie.
They better, because some Avengers are dying. Like, we are getting the deaths of multiple superheroes in that film. And Doctor Doom is coming, and there's going to be blood on the ledger. You remember when we finally went to go see Ant-Man 4, and we were like, okay, now we get to see this Jonathan Majors performance. Now we get to see him really turn up. And this is a perfect undercard for him to just get rid of all the bug animals, the ants, the wasps, all that shit. He can wipe that shit off the map. We can get Paul Rudd the fuck out of here. No disrespect to Paul Rudd, who I love. And we can really set the tone. And then we get to the end of that movie. And it's not the most fun ride. No. It's not the worst ride, but it's not the most fun ride. And then the whole Wasp and Bug family, the whole Ant-Man family is eating an Olive Garden at the end of the movie. And I said,
that's crazy.
This you built this man up, and now I can't respect him anymore. Yeah. He went out there and got abused by the Wasp. That's insane.
They let Casey give him some of the hands, dude.
I mean,
you can't catch the hands from Scott Lang and still be a universal threat, dude. I'm sorry.
But Roderick, you were just telling me earlier that you're saying that I think it through that Evangeline Lilly had some points, with the shot. So you were just telling me that earlier, right?
Listen, I think Evangeline Lilly had some points about the vaccine. When she was saying that, listen, I know I went hard on her I know I went hard back then. But I had time to think about it, and she's absolutely right. Okay, there's a lot of, you see these conspiracy theories going around. You see what's happening. So in that way, I do understand now, and I've changed my opinion. But that being said, that doesn't make Kane.
Of course.
Like, he was catching hands from everybody in that movie. I have no respect for Kane. He need to get out of here. That's before he was hitting white women.
Why didn't he hit the Wasp? Like, I don't think you should hit women. Like, I think that's a bad thing. But if he had that in his bag, he did not hit the Wasp. Like, I just don't get that.
His bag is fucking crazy.
I don't understand that. Not that I condone hitting women, but if you're gonna hit somebody, hit the one with the superpowers.
It is heavily implied that the older version of the Wasp, he was hitting that, but that's not what you mean by that.
Well, that was his Coretta.
That was his Coretta.
Holy shit! Oh no!
Right. Teej, you gotta go. You can't miss the bald screening.
Yeah, man, go. All right.
Good seeing you, brother.
Absolutely.
Good seeing you.
Thank you, brother. Have a good one, man. Oh man, great times. All right, so our Discord gave some takes, and I'm very happy to read them to you, Roderick A. Smith. The first one, I was very surprised by this submission that I got, because I'd never thought of this. We want to give the shout out to username Flex, because he says he has a hot take. James Gunn should offer Ryan Coogler Batman to get him to leave the MCU after Black Panther 3, and then Feige should offer the X-Men franchise to get Coogler to stay. What say you, Roderick A. Smith?
That doesn't seem like, that's not that much of a hot take. Like, I feel like that could happen.
Very well thought out.
Yeah, that one doesn't seem so crazy. I also think they could offer him X-Men today. Like, well, why skip the middleman? Like, what's stopping Ryan Coogler from being able to do X-Men right now?
Can I give the hot take on top of that? Is a couple things. One, I think that they probably already did, and if they didn't, in both scenarios, if I'm Ryan Coogler, I am hanging up the phone. I'm saying I had one of the biggest hits of the year at an original movie. I'm going to do Black Panther 3 out of like an obligation, and then I am never working a franchise again. That is like, right. I just don't, especially with the X-Men. There would be, if I'm Ryan Coogler, there's no chance in the world that I'm tying myself to another multi-year franchise. Are you kidding me? He can fucking write his own checks. No, I would actually be, I'd be shocked if he was not the first person they asked about X-Men. I love the Thunderbolts. Jake Schreier was not the first person that Kevin Feige asked to run the X-Men. That's, no.
No, and let me add before you continue, Roderick. I on top of that, similarly, and let me add another hot take onto Jake's hot take. I saw somebody put Glenn Powell out for Cyclops, and I agree with what Jake has said. If the MCU calls Glenn Powell should hang up the goddamn
Glenn Powell's
phone.
agent should pretend that he doesn't speak English. He should be speaking in Spanish. Wrong number. You called the taco place. Hang up. Like, stop it.
Okay, now see, I do got to push back on this because, okay, number one, Glenn Powell is a good brother. Okay, I'm a fan of Glenn Powell movies. I like Twisters. He good in that movie where he being Owen Wilson on the TV show on Hulu where Owen Wilson as a quarterback. He's good in that. He's a movie star. Box office, you know. Running Man looks good. It looks good to me anyway. I'm gonna go see it. I'm gonna be that first thing. That being said, however, we don't make movie stars anymore. You're not Tom Cruise, bro. You're not Robert Redford. Okay? You do movies that go to streaming sometimes. That's who you are. And that's not your fault. That's the industry's fault. So you're not too good to do no jobs. The same way that I'll be on anybody podcast, anybody radio show. I'll talk about politics. I'll talk about whatever it takes to get in front of the camera to get some more money. I'll pick Pokemons and be like, who better, Charizard or Bulbasaur? That is the level that Glenn Powell's work ethic is at. So I don't think he should turn down any job. Go get that MCU check. We've seen it work for many other people. Then you do 2-3 movies that's probably bad. Then you act like you was too good for the job in the first place. That's what happened with Captain America. That's what's happening with Scarlett Johansson. And then you turn around later, you might get a bigger bag like Robert Downey Jr. Because they're going to be begging you to come back because the MCU will always be there. It's the same reason you will never see me leave ESPN because that check going to always be there. I run for president. I'll still be on First Take. Let me tell you right now. I'll be debating international politics. And in that morning, I'll be telling y'all why the Packers are going to beat the Cowboys. That's the kind of work you got to be able to do. I think Glenn Powell got that dog in him. I think he need to do that job.
You know what? That's an excellent point.
That's an excellent rebuttal. Next one from Summer. Shout out to Summer. I'm so glad y'all are doing a hot take pod because I needed to get this off my chest. These citizens in First Steps had the heroes they needed because they did not deserve the Fantastic Four. They were entirely too nice to those people, and that's why they got comfortable. When Sue went outside with Franklin, and that one person shouted, "You're selfish," Reed should have started slapping bitches from the 32nd floor of the Baxter building. I know how he is, but he let them talk to his wife crazy. I'm just glad the people had enough sense to evacuate efficiently when they were told because they were irritating me. Roderick A. Smith, what say you, sir? And then we'll get to
First of all, let Jake go first because I saw Jake was about to.
I don't think this is that hot. I don't think that this is a hot take really at all. I think a lot of people were. I think she's right, but I think that this is kind of like one of the tensions that people have with the movie.
Okay.
All
right. AC, put Jake on the screen. I want to see his face when I say this. Okay.
Yes, please. He's on the screen.
First of all, I love First Steps. It's a good movie. Okay, the Fantastic Four, that's a good family. You know, they work together. We love to see that. And Summer, that's who wrote this comment? That's who wrote?
Yes, Summer. Yeah, shout out to Summer.
That's a good sister. You know, I'm sure she a good person. She listens. She play behind the paywall, all that good stuff. We love to see it. That being said, you got to remember, the First Step Earth never had slavery. that universe is clearly a universe where there was no institutionalized slavery in America. So those people are capable of working together and believing in things that we can't believe in our universe. You look on the TV right now, it's left versus right. You know, it's the Republicans, Democrat, conservative, liberal. Nobody's getting along. I mean, damn, they're shooting people out here in our world for just having opinions, many of which I agreed with. But when you look at First Steps, you didn't see that type of division because they had always got along. So when you tell everybody, let's turn the power off at 6 p.m., they just turning the power off. They just conserving the electricity. When you said all of New York City go underground with the mole man, you just gonna go underground with the mole king? That's what you doing? But they did it. They went down there with them peoples. So I'm just saying, no disrespect to Summer. You can't be smacking the shit out of people that didn't do slavery. Because ultimately, they never really did nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong with them having a look. You can't expect 100% of opinions to be the same. The most they got was, oh man, for real? You not gonna give up your baby? That's it. Then they went underground. So I gotta disagree. That's all I'm saying.
Those are good points.
So listen, Roderick. This is why Roderick A. Smith is here.
You gotta pay attention to the details in that movie. That's clearly a world with no slavery. Everybody getting along. It was the 50s. Did you see a colored sign anywhere? Was anybody not allowed at a diner? No. They have solved them problems. In that universe, we should be listening to them.
It's a very fair point. Very fair point.
When they go over to our Earth, they're going to think it's like Earth X.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
1,000.
Like, what do you mean you didn't have your first black president until 2008?
Right. They might be like, what's black? We just have humans.
Exactly. God damn it. Oh, man. Paul Bowl, our pal in the Discord, says, the first 10 minutes of Blade are the best opening 10 minutes of any superhero movie ever. Ever.
The first 10 minutes of Blade are definitely the best 10 minutes of any Blade movie. Mm-hmm. I think that... I'm trying to think of a better opening to a superhero movie. I mean, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that just because I'm not a gigantic, I'm not a Blade super fan like some people are, but I like that the take is a good take. That those first 10 minutes are fucking awesome.
It is a good take. It is a good, but are we just acting like Infinity War didn't happen? Is that what we just doing now? A world where Thanos came through and immediately was crushing Avengers, killing beloved characters? Is that not a thing now? Is it just... Like, we didn't watch him, dog, give his life? Yeah. And watch him slap the bitch into the Hulk? I'm sorry. Who wrote this in? Who wrote this in?
This is Paul Bowl.
Yeah, Paul. I'm sorry, brother, but that's I mean, it's a hot take because I definitely disagree. I also don't think any movie where the main characters is black can possibly be in the top 5. I can't see that as a top flawless 10 minutes. That doesn't even make sense. I do enjoy Blade though. That's a good brother. You know, shout out to his mentor, Whistler. He was a good man. He took that brother under his wing and raised him right when his own father wasn't there for him. You know, we had that problem within the community. You know, and I'm not talking the vampire community, if you know what I'm saying, Paul. So I do respect your pick, but I wouldn't put it. I personally wouldn't put it at the number 1.
Can I ask you a question, Roderick A. Smith? I would say that Blade's ability to walk, the Daywalker, he can walk between worlds. That's kind of like how you can do TV and radio, right?
Listen, it's the way that I'll say something while I scold black people on a national TV show or radio, but then when I want to ingratiate myself with the community, I put on my Nino Brown fit. And then I go on the black podcast and I sit down with them brothers and I look them dead in the face and I repeat all the anti-blackness I had been saying to the white people but to their face. So it's like I exist in both worlds because I'm not scared. I'm not running from nobody. I don't care if it's Ryan Clark. Oh, well, I don't care if it's Cam Newton. I'll go anywhere. I don't care if it's Carmelo Anthony. Oh, you best friends with LeBron? No, I'll bring that smoke wherever I go. So yeah, I'm a bit of a day walker myself. I go on Fox News or One American News or straight to Trump himself. I don't care wherever I have to go to get my word out. So that in that way, me and Blade are very similar. That we can exist in both worlds.
Yep.
Very, very impressive by Roderick A. Smith once again. And because Paul asked that question, I want to switch over to Twitter real quick because it's in the family of types of takes. So at Angela_Angela Liz, she says, there's not an MCU movie better than the first X-Men. And she also says this as someone who loves the MCU. Now, I don't know about this one.
I would say the reason I don't like that take is that the first X-Men is not even the best X-Men movie. Like X2 is better than X-Men 1. So like
X2 and the opening is oh man.
I mean, actually, you know what? Go back to past question. The opening to X2 was the best opening of superhero.
Oh, that was good. That was good. In the White House.
No, but yeah. I think I could. If she said X2, I would say I agree to disagree. With X1, I fully disagree. I think X1 is a flawed movie because they still were working out a lot of the kinks of superhero movies at the time.
This is This is the insanity. Before you go, Roderick A. Smith, I have to say myself. You just mentioned the Infinity War. Infinity War is the holy grail of superhero movies. Get the hell out of here with this take. Go ahead, Roderick A. Smith.
Nah, you brothers, y'all said it all perfectly. I don't even think it's. I mean, it's definitely a hot take because it's wrong. So you got that going for you. Who wrote this comment? Who said this on Twitter?
This was _Angela Liz.
Okay, Angela Liz. I'm sure that's a good sister. Okay, I'm sure she's a good listener. I'm sure she's a big fan of all these movies. In the X-Men movies, for their time, that was all right. Those were good movies for then. But that's the same way that Bob Cousy was good for the basketball at the time. Okay. Yes. A crossover dribble would have blew that man's mind and his kneecaps. That's the X-Men. Okay. The X-Men was beautiful, but when them Avengers is walking through that door, it doesn't even hold a chance. I wouldn't even if it was in the MCU, it wouldn't even be in my top 10 MCU movies. That's how I feel about that.
Nah, it can't. Yeah, it can't rock. Not in this place. All right, back to the Discord. Our pal Cecilia Alfonso Stokes, she writes, my hot take is Tobey Maguire is the worst Spider-Man.
I don't agree necessarily, but I would say that Tobey Maguire is my least favorite of the 3 live-action Spider-Mans. But I think that Andrew Garfield's movies are bad enough where they drag it. Like, he just does not get enough good to do in those movies. So, but I am not, because of my age, I do not have the same nostalgia for Tobey Maguire that some people 10 years older than me
do. What say you, Roderick A. Smith?
That's obviously wrong. Shameik Moore is the worst Spider-Man.
That's fair.
He has no
riz.
Him. Yeah, I mean, he has no riz. He be trying to stalk them co-actresses that he be working with. He's a weirdo. He refuses to grow up. The boy is 35, acting like he's 10, looking like he's 12. I think it's obvious he's the worst one. And he's black. Spider-Man not black. Okay? Not to me. Spider-Man, that's a white man's hero. Okay? How else can you explain an unemployed man that's still able to bag Mary Jane? I mean, let's be honest. That's a white people territory. So I think,
I'll say this. As someone who went to NYU's art school, there are a lot of beautiful, talented actresses that for some reason are with an unemployed guy.
Oh yeah, unemployed white man. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure.
But that, so I totally buy that. But I think we got to go with we know the answer is Shameik Moore. Come on, let's be honest.
I think It's so funny. We've had this discussion on Patreon. Just plug the Patreon real quick. Patreon.com/MCUniversityPod, where we were reviewing the old Spider-Man movies, and we talked about Maguire, and we talked about how that character was written, and it wasn't exactly written the best in a lot of different ways. And I would say that you bringing up Shamik Moore is such a astute point. Once again,
He
Roderick,
loves fucking being on the red carpet with doing the pose.
it's such a great point
What
because
a
good
loser.
God, yeah, that's the first word that came to mind. He is a absolute
Now, I will say
1000%
this, though. Of the
Yes.
white Spider-Mans,
Mhm.
Tobey Maguire was really only bad when he was Spider-Man 3 and the Venom costume it got in him. And he was
Yeah.
dancing and hitting women and shit. Okay, that was bad. That was
That
like,
was
I'm not
bad.
going to co-sign. Everybody had bad games. But them
Mhm.
first two movies, he was Peter Parker to me, damn it. I believed it.
Oh, he was in.
He made
I
me
mean-
believe dolphin teeth was pretty. Okay, that's how that man, when he kissed that woman when her nipples was hard, I believed that's a pretty woman. That's how good he was acting. Now I seen her later in other movies, and I was like, oh, that's that boy can act. So let's not throw him in the trash too much.
No, let's not do that.
Now, can I use this opportunity, because I always have to,
Sure.
read the Shamik Moore tweet that I covered on my show, the classic.
Please.
Do you like white girls? Do I? Megan Fox, Vanessa Hudgens, Allison from Twilight. God, there's ...
Are you sure that wasn't Ghost written by Tyler the Creator from 2011? There's no way. There's no way anybody should be talking like that on the internet in front of people.
Oh Jesus! Oh my goodness! Unbelievable, man. Oh man. Oh God. Okay. Our pal Film Wanderer sent this in an email, and he sent this. Roderick A. Smith is the only A. Smith I trust. So there's a lot of
You
respect.
shouldn't, but go ahead.
And he goes. Anyway, Marvel needs to put Aman Vellani and Chody Gomez in more of these. Honestly, more priority needs to go to the new characters instead of the old blood. I mean, a Magic Baby and Fantastic Four First Steps has more juice than Shang-Chi. The Marvels combined, them bolts, Sam, Montel Williams, Wilson, and more. The world deserves more Vellani and Gomez. More younger actors need to be put on the forefront if the MCU is going to still matter in the long run. James Gunn's already fast-tracking Superman 2 for 2027 and has made obscure characters matter juxtaposed to his former employer. Supergirl's next year. Superman stories haven't been this over in theaters since, well, ever. One of the reasons why WCW died was that they over-prioritized old over young and bad storytelling. Not saying Marvel's at that place, since I've enjoyed a good amount of their releases, but that's a sentiment a lot of companies should learn from. Don't dread. Don't run from him. Bring in the new blood to infuse your brand.
I love you, Film Wanderer. You're one of the best members of the Discord. Always sharing your physical media releases. We're having great conversations about movies. This is a lukewarm take at best. This is not hot enough. The heat needs to be turned up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean the only thing that I would say in addition to this that I just think and it's not hot for me either. I think Aman Vellani should be the one person that they focus on entirely. She should be the main focus of what they do going forward.
I mean, her name's literally Miss Marvel. It's a layup.
I mean, it's right there. This is somebody who wants to do this. More importantly, you don't always get that type of attitude from everybody. I saw Paul Bettany up there at New York Comic Con talking about, hey man, I'm getting that big old check. And Aman Vellani, she here for real hoops. She out here hooping. That's what she's here for. Not everybody's out here for that, but she is. So I think with that type of passion and that type of energy, you should market around her. So I do agree with Film Wanderer, but yes, we gotta turn that joint up a little bit further. But what say you, Roderick A. Smith?
First of all, I don't think it's even a loop. I don't think this take is trash. Okay, this is not hot at all. Too many people agree with this. Too many people want this. Too many people think that's the plan. That might even be the plan for Marvel, for the record. They might not be executing it right, but that might be the plan. I think they need to do something else. They need to tie all the young, new DEI stars to old white stars. So they should never put one in a movie by themselves. So you like that was the problem with the Sam Wilson movie. You got to go get Chris Evans, put him in the movie too. Now you the black friend. White people will trust that. I'm not saying it's right, but we all want to get a check. I know about getting to a bag. Okay, I'm just trying to tell y'all. I know a little something about making money, Marvel. If you want to make some money, you gotta tie the old white people to the new young brown and black people. That's the only way it's gonna ever work. And you should have stuck with that. You had something going with the Marvels, but Brie Larson not old enough. She knew too. You got to go out and get like Scarlett Johansson and put her in the movie too. You got to go the older, the whiter, the better. When it comes to the box office, people trust that. Why you think they bringing Robert Downey Jr. back? Oh, because he's just a nice guy? No, he's the oldest, whitest, biggest star they ever had. You gotta go to the Trump. It's how you gotta do. You gotta pull up on him with the Robert Downey Jr. Whatever the bag you gotta throw at the original Avengers, you go and get that check, write it, bring them in, and then you bring in these young black and browns and be like, huh? You see what I'm saying? I was saving this hot take for the end, but I'm CGI Chadwick Boseman.
We're back.
We gotta go CGI. We gotta pull out the big guns. Don't nobody want to see Letitia Wright. She beating them all up. Nobody cares. But CGI Chadwick Boseman, now you got something. Get Tyrese. Put CGI Chadwick Boseman on the face. Let him be the body. Do the AI with the voice. Now we got us a movie. I'll let me Ryan Coogler.
Oh man. Well, the AI part of it is a little rough. So I guess you, Roderick A. Smith is on board with the whole AI.
Oh, the A in Roderick A. Smith is for artificial.
Yeah.
So I'm already halfway there.
Yeah, if he is able to automate himself, he can be on TV for more than 24 hours a day. So
I could do a presidential debate at the same time as Monday Night Football. That's my dream.
Yep.
Oh man, that's fair. That's fair. I gather that much. Lexus May in the Discord. I would like to give her hot take. She says Marvel needs to cut all this secret shit out and just make some movies. It's far too many actors saying they don't know what the F is going on. It's not giving me confidence in the new Avengers film. I think she's referring to one Mahershala Ali and his comments with Blade from when he was doing the Jurassic World tour. In fact, they sound like the Euphoria actors with the final season, and that's not a compliment.
Again, love Lexus, great Discord member. This is lukewarm.
Roderick A. Smith, I'll let you weigh in before I have something to say.
Well, look. It need to be a secret because the nerds is too damn nosy. It's y'all fault.
That is true.
Don't blame the company. It's y'all fault. You're putting set photos out there. Oh, behind the scenes video. Here's Mark Ruffalo drinking some coffee. Now he got to lie. He in the interview. You want to be lied to. You get mad when they spoil anything. So he on the Tonight Show, he can't be like, oh yeah, the Hulk coming back. He gonna be all up in the Spider-Man. He fighting him in the third act. You can't do that. So, let's be honest, y'all. Let's be for real. Okay? Let's be real with each other. Who wrote this? Alexis or something?
Lexus May.
Lexus May. Okay, Lexus, look. I respect you. You're a wonderful, talented sister, I'm sure. But you're not no movie maker. You're not Kevin Feige. You pay to see what Kevin Feige gonna do. So let's just trust this white man like we've been trusting him for 15 years and stop questioning the process. That's it. And it's Mahershala fault that movie ain't out. That's what they don't want to tell you. He want to make a slave film. Now, I don't want to see no vampire slaves. I don't want to see no vampire living through the Great Depression and the colored section. I don't want to see all that. The civil rights movement. Because now we got questions. If Blade was around, why is Martin Luther King dead? You see what I'm saying? It's worse than Steve Rogers. You black. You supposed to know. So, absolutely not. I think there's a terrible take. It's not even lukewarm. And if you think about it for a second, you'll realize it's not good. So I'm sorry, Lexus, man.
Listen, man, the only thing I'll have to say about that goddamn Blade movie is we're gonna have to just forget about it. Let's not even think about it. Let's not have it in our consciousness anymore, because it seems pretty clear that both Marvel and Mahershala seem to be at a little bit, whether it's at odds or not knowing what's going on. It just is what it is at this point. We
They
gotta have
use
to
the
just let it go.
costumes for sinners
Yes.
from Blade. What the
Yes.
hell was that movie gonna be, Mahershala? You got to be out your goddamn mind. Just put on the shades and the trench coat, get some cool weapons, hop your ass in the future and start killing suckheads. It writes itself. It's not that complicated. Don't be trying to make
It's
no
really
epic
not.
race movie. Marvel don't need no race movies. We got Black Panther. That was enough.
I mean, you already see what they're trying to do with Captain America already with goddamn Sam Wilson.
The thing is, you know what you actually could say about Mahershala Ali trying to make a super sophisticated Blade movie?
Yes.
Some motherfuckers always want to ice skate uphill.
That's good.
He's doing.
That's good,
He's
Jay.
doing. He's trying
That's
to
good.
skate. He is.
Well, there you go. There you go. Let's go back to Twitter. Tommy Fleetwood at King James 0199 says Age of Ultron is greater than Civil War.
Fuck off.
Definitely a hot take. First of all, you lost me at that username.
Yeah. You said it's Tommy Fleetwood?
Well, I think that's the name of, but the actual ad.
No, because Tommy Fleetwood is a golfer, a British golfer. So
But it is Tommy.
So no,
Well, give me
it's a
the
joke on a British golfer. Okay.
I need that screen name though. Give me that screen name one more time, AC.
Is it Tommy Fleetwood?
What's his at?
The ad is King James 0199.
See, right there he lost me. Right there he lost me. LeBron James isn't the king of nobody or nothing. Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player that ever exists on this planet. I text him all the time. I should know. It's way better than King James. More like Prince James to me. And when he rolled up on me in public, and I was looking up at all 6'8" of him, talking about his son, I was nice. Okay, I let him say what he needed to say, get it off his chest.
I thought you were very nice.
But you're not going to disrespect me. Nah. Because you got to see me. Okay? When I'm in the studio with my security, now pull up on, now say something. King James. Okay? When you see me in my bodyguard, when you can't swipe the key card to get into ESPN headquarters, well, now talk that noise. Because I'm right here. I'm not running.
You know, Roderick, I actually heard that you were out there on Saturday at the No Kings protest, but you were protesting LeBron James.
That's what I thought it was for. I left early. I showed up. I saw the signs. I said, hey, what's going on with all this? And they turned around and they said, yeah, no, this is about Trump. I said, what's the problem with Trump? You should be trying to work with him. I mean, he's the president. You're not just going to. I said, what about LeBron James? And they said, he's not out here. I said, no, I mean, what about no King James? And they said, no, he's not the president. He's not doing nothing to our rights. I said, what about my right to sit in the front row at the Lakers game and just take in the game like anybody else? What about, he was obstructing my views. So your views the only ones that matter, your political views? What about my physical view of the court? So yeah, you're right. I went out there and I turned around. I almost drove through them, but I heard that that's illegal. They prosecuting that right now. So
I mean, in the state of Florida, you would have been fine, but I think in Connecticut, you would have a problem.
So I didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a little rough out there in Bristol. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a lot going on there. All right, so at I'm Back Again 81, Killmonger is the worst MCU villain, and that's including Malekith.
Once again,
that is a hot take. Fuck off last time because that you sent it a question. Sorry, Tommy Fleetwood, but also to this person too. Fuck off. Come on, stop it.
That is a hot take. I will give you that. That is a hot take. I would have liked to see you defend it more to tell us why he's a bad villain. Because I feel like if you say something that hot, you got to back it up with why. But just saying it, that's not enough. You got to give me a couple paragraphs on why he's worse than Malekith, Ronan the Accuser. I mean, come on, we already talked about that, brother. So yeah, I think this is a hot take that just isn't very strong.
Yeah, I can't get there with that one. At Midweb says Vision was a liability in Infinity War, like Karl Anthony Towns on defense.
Yeah,
I think that's a pretty spot on.
Yeah, that's
pretty
right.
spot on. I feel like he nailed it so well that I don't even think it's out. Vision was out here. He was a sitting duck. He was getting smoked. He needed help from Wanda. He needed help from Steve.
I mean, he was incapacitated for half of it. I mean, he was
Right.
You know, he was out of commission,
and he got the stone pulled from his forehead. You know,
Yeah,
other
no, I
people
mean-
lost Infinity Stones. Nobody lost it from their person though. He yanked the stone out your head, man. Fight back. Do something.
I can't remember who tweeted it at the time, but somebody said it was like somebody breaking open crabs.
It was.
Got me laughing. It really was. Oh my goodness. And at Wolfie the Second says Wanda is butt. Yes, Wanda is butt. BUTT, and she is overhyped. That's my take.
See, these are the people that responded when Teej retweeted it, right?
Yes.
I noticed there's like a lack of thought and follow through on these.
Yeah, maybe don't read any more Teej's people.
Ostensibly, I'm supposed to react to this. But how much react? No, my response is no. I don't think Wanda's butt. I think she's a good character.
They don't get the show. Okay. Now let me tell
you don't listen to the show. I think is the thing.
Right. They don't get now. If you want to make a hot take out of this specific character, I got a hot take for you. And it's this: Monica Rambeau need to watch who she talking to like that, okay? Because Scarlett Johansson and Scarlet Witch, they been there before you, okay? They been in the Avengers, and you not fit to do anything but babysit they kids. Okay, so when it comes to the last act of the show, it's not about you, sis. Sit down. Stop talking all ghetto and acting up with all them antics, and just help these white women defeat the bad guys. Can you do that at least, please? Can you maybe start working with them instead of working against them? Wait your turn. I mean, what's so bad about that? Damn.
Well.
I mean, she should be grateful. She should be grateful that the Scarlet Witch will even come to her league. She helping her out. It's obviously some racial animosity there. Okay, but Miss Marvel helping you out, Captain Marvel helping you out. You need help, sis. Okay, just take the help and be thankful for it instead of always speaking up, wanting bigger roles, bigger parts, bigger movies. Oh, let me be in the X-Men. We don't need all that, sis. We don't need all that. I'm trying to help you out as a brother speaking to his sister.
I mean, it's fair. You can make an argument. It's a fair argument that Wanda Maximoff is kind of the reason why the mover and shaker in terms of bringing money to the MCU from a women's perspective.
That's all I'm saying. Okay,
and
Wanda Maximoff is white. Okay,
now
she's bringing in box office. She's the reason you're even getting this money in the first place. How about you be grateful for once?
Why do you think Monica why do you think that she's having these issues?
I think there's some jealousy. Okay. They see the paychecks. They see the commercials. You know, they see the video games, the cereal boxes, the box office. And they get a little.
Do you think that maybe Maria, her mother, like, do you think there's any issues there?
Well, I mean, I don't want to. You know what? I'm not gonna get into people's personal lives, okay? But I think she may have some issues stemming back from when she was a kid, and her original white mama left and didn't return, so she was not raised right when she didn't have, you know, that father/woman figure in her life, that role model. And so she may have a bit of jealousy that can still linger on, and now she's transferring it on to Wanda, who just trying to help her get paid. Sis, sit back. I know about getting a check. Sit back, get this money. That's all you got to do. You don't got to try to be in the front of nothing. So I think that's a better take than Wanda Maximoff is butt. I mean, come on. Like, can you think a little bit? Whoever wrote that, can you do a little bit of more critical thinking?
Wolfie the second.
Wolfie the second? You're not even the first, and you talking like this? Come on. Disgusting.
Oh God. Oh man. Back to Discord, because our pal Lexus, she had her own take, but she also submitted one on behalf of her partner Kevin Garcia, who is a former Marvel Cinematic University guest on the show. He was on the show before, so shout out to Kevin. He says that the MCU should have ended after Endgame and reset with all new actors. That's the first of his takes. Let's get to that one first, and there's another one he has.
That's the thing is, in hindsight, that's a call you can make. But that's a take I've seen other people make. But as someone who's followed this really closely, like that was never a decision anyone was gonna make. Like that, because you can say that now, but if you would have suggested that in June of 2019, you would have been like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" So like, I understand in the abstract, yes, but we're talking about a movie franchise with lots of moving parts with stars, and yes, like that'd be a great idea, but like that's just such an impossibility with the way that movie franchises work that like I can't really even entertain that as an idea.
I think it's very difficult if you look at the success of Endgame, and then you're going right into Spider-Man Far From Home, not even 2 months later. Yeah. Like, you're going right into that. So it's very, very difficult.
Like how would you convince a studio executive we're going to get rid of all of these characters that people like that have been in these movies? Like,
we just made billions on top of billions. Yeah. Perfect, like perfection in the box office. You want to talk about the holy grail of it all. Endgame reached that, and they said, we gonna make some more, because guess what, the people want it, we gonna keep giving it to them. It's very hard to go any other way.
I think that's a big difference in my opinion between like comic book storytelling and movie storytelling, where in a comic book you can absolutely do that really easily, but like in hindsight, being 2020, sure, but that is a decision that never I couldn't imagine being made.
Imagine if fucking MJ, we talking about Jordan, Pippen, and them boys back in the late 90s or whatnot. Imagine if they just decided for whatever reason, even if they was getting older, to just decide to let go of the whole team and let everybody retire and let them go somewhere else and not rehire the coach and whatnot. Oh, wait a minute, that did happen. Guess what happened to the Chicago Bulls?
Yeah, I actually
never got back to
my actual opinion is like maybe storytelling wise it would have been better, but box office wise it actually would have been much worse. Like I actually think that, and obviously box office doesn't matter that much, but in terms of these movies continuing to get made, like I don't think that there was no perfect. In terms of both the critical and financial success, there was really no insight straight of what to do after Endgame. I think so. I don't know. I understand this take, but I think for me is in my personal life, it's a take I've heard so many times. Where I'm just like, yes, but also like, what are we talking about? That we're going to do that.
Yes, Roderick A. Smith. Do you have any thoughts on this?
You can do that, but then you got to take like 10 years off before you bring it back.
Yeah.
Disney is not taking 10 years off of our wallets. That's unrealistic. You got to load it back up, run them boys again. Now, who should have did that? The Democrats. They should have did that when Joe Biden was in office. They should have erased everybody, start over from the beginning. Okay, give us all new choices, all new young, fresh voices. Put them out there. Let us vote on that. And then they would have won. But because they didn't do that, that's why we got Donald Trump, who is a good brother, who I agree with on some things, not everything. Okay, would work with him if I was one of these people, but I'm not a politician right now. Okay, but if I was, I would work with him. So I think that's what the main thing we need to take from it. The other people that could have took this advice, the Snyderverse, scrap everybody, start over. Oh, that's what James Gunn did. Oh, well, look at that. So maybe it works whenever your movies suck. But if you talking about $1 billion movies, no, I'm not starting. Are you crazy? No, I'm going to continue to get the money until I can't anymore. Come on, let's be real.
Listen, man, it's all about capitalism, baby. That's the only thing that matters in this country is capitalism, and capitalism with a capital C.
Agreed.
And yes, and so Kevin had another take, and he says since they got around Universal's claim to the Hulk with a She-Hulk TV series, more on that in a second, they should do the same for Namora, since Namor is also owned by Universal. Now, I'll say this about the whole Universal situation. I don't know what the hell is going on with that thing, because we've had quotes from Mark Ruffalo in the past day or so talking about we trying to make a Hulk movie. We really trying. But the Universal rights are still a hold.
They're going to the press because they want to pressure them. These quotes are not. He's not being an innocent duck doing this. I don't know if it's going to work, but clearly this is they're negotiating in public is what they're doing.
Now I have heard over the past 3-4 years. In fact, they've been trying to get a World War Hulk movie off the ground. They want Ruffalo to do a solo Hulk movie, but they can't get around this Universal situation. Now, as far as the Namor character, we've only seen him for one movie.
Yeah.
We gotta see a little bit more. He gotta do a little bit more before we know for sure.
I feel like if it was 2021 MCU, go for it. But like, we gotta be. Namor's a cool character, but we got bigger fish to fry, in my opinion.
I see what you did.
Yeah.
We gotta get that little fever going between Namor and Sue Storm, and then we can.
I need to see him in a Fantastic Four movie and then maybe we could do that. But
we gotta see what that chemistry looks like.
We're not in a place now where I'm like, oh, like whereas with the Hulk, I'm like, God damn it, I wish we could get a Hulk solo movie. Obviously, no disrespect to Kevin, who obviously I think is a huge Namor fan. Has talked a lot about the representation that Namor has to people, and I really respect that Kevin wants to see that. But I think in terms of like what the MCU's big priority should be, a workaround of how to make a solo Namor thing is not at the top of the list, in my opinion, of what they should be doing.
I agree.
Y'all being much nicer. Y'all being much nicer to this brother than I would be. That's why y'all some good brothers. But I'm gonna just be the one that I guess I gotta be the one to be honest to tell you right now.
Absolutely.
Don't nobody want to see that fish man for no 2.5 hours. Okay? Nobody want to see it. He already done caught the hands from Black Panther Jr. Okay, he couldn't hack it then. So 98-pound Letitia Wright beat the brakes off this man in front of everybody, ripped his little wing feet off. But I'm supposed to think, oh, let's get into what he talking about for 2.5 hours. I don't think so. The only thing I want to do is see him try to chop down Sue Storm's cakes to smithereens. I'm okay with that. And the other problem that's obvious, and you got to think about this from a bigger standpoint than just you as a fan. That I know that's your man, but let's just stop and think about this with all the fans in the world. If you let this man, Tanique Huerta, get his own movie, now you got to bring Jonathan Majors back. You can't have that. Okay? Y'all might have forgot about them allegations, but let me tell you who ain't. TikTok, Twitter.
That's true.
The second you get this man his own movie, here they come. And the second they come, here come the Black Hoteps. That's going to be like, well, what about Jonathan Majors? We was right. Oh, black man can't hit no white woman, but this dude, nah, you can't have that, brother. You got to be thinking about the money, about the bigger bag than just, oh, this is my favorite character. Unless you're going to recast the character, and I know you're not going to do that. You didn't even mention that in your question. Let's be honest. But if you're not going to recast the character, this a non-starter for this. He lucky to even get to be mentioned to Mike be in some more movies. He better be in there for 3 minutes. And that's it. Because more than that, they starting them TikTok reels up, boy.
Let me tell you, if I may, speaking of Tenoch Huerta, we got a quote out of him because he met Robert Downey Jr. on the set of Avengers Doomsday. Mm-hmm. And this is what he said, Roderick A. Smith. I got to say, this was a doozy. Mm-hmm. He's really handsome, dude. The guy looks really young too. What happened was that I wasn't in the scene. I went to see the directors. I wanted to talk to them about some lines and also meet them face to face. When I was there, the guy came over to check the monitors and I said, "Oh, no way." I really said, "Damn, I left my knee pads back at the hotel, man."
I mean,
Did he
I
happen
just-
to at any point say the word consensually?
I don't think he did.
Okay, well
Unfortunately,
then see,
not
he not ready for prime time. He not ready to be back on the big stage. That leave him to the side where he belongs.
I just really can't believe that he's like, I'm gonna try my Robert Downey Jr. and I'm gonna share. Because I don't know what's worse. If he actually said that out loud, that's insane. Because you have to keep in mind that this is behind the monitor, which means this is the thing he's saying at his place of work. He's saying at his place of work. Let's just spell it out. We're an hour and 20 minutes of the pod. He's saying to his coworker, "If I would have brought my knee pads, I would have sucked your cock." At work is what he said to him.
He could not believe it.
And let me tell you something. Robert Downey Jr. is not trying to deal with that. Okay,
No.
y'all might
No.
know I had a little workplace issue with a coworker that was doing some freaky things. Let's just say that. And when the ESPN management came to me and they said, "Hey, you can keep him on the show. You know, if you vouch for him, that'll go a long way. A little public statement, a little something." And I said, "Absolutely not. I'm not messing up my bag. Not for that. Not for you." And I don't think Robert Downey Jr. want to hear that. He gonna read that quote when he get back to his trailer. He gonna say, "Don't put me in a scene with this man under any circumstances."
Robert Downey Jr. remembers what it's like to not have a career. He's not.
He is not. He trying to keep making them triple figures, them triple
He
digits.
been on his knees with knee
check.
pads before and without.
Yeah.
For that coat. Like, he's not going back. He's not going back all-star. That's why when people, I'm surprised he will return. For what? The money? Are you crazy? How you think he got rich? Off of that MCU money. Of course he coming back. Come on now.
Oh man. Oh boy. Well, I would absolutely I want to thank everybody for their submissions on the show. And appreciate everybody for weighing in with their takes for Roderick A. Smith. As this was a wonderful time once again. Jake, do you have any parting shots or thoughts that you want to give on any stray take that you would want to give? Anything else that you got?
I mean, we just saw the news come out that apparently Steven Soderbergh and Adam Driver pitched a Kylo Ren movie to Bob Iger, and he said no. That. And I don't know if I've ever been more mad at any piece of... I think since Spider-Man briefly left the MCU in 2019 was the last time I've been this mad at a new entertainment headline. I just don't fucking understand it. You have Adam Driver, one of the most exciting actors alive right now. You have Steven Soderbergh, who's like... Think about it too, is like, Disney's worried about saving money or whatever. Steven Soderbergh would shoot this goddamn Star Wars movie on his phone and edit it on his laptop in between watching episodes of Below Deck in like 30 days. What the fuck are we talking about? And Bob Iger was like, how is Kyle Ren still alive? How is Palpatine still alive, you dumb fuck? Well, come on! What are we doing? If Steven Soderbergh came up to me and said, I want to make a Plo Koon movie, I'd say, absolutely, here's $100 million. Because it's only going to take $100 million. He's not going to need no $200 million. Or fucking, I want to know about Sebulba's rich inner life. Let's fucking do it, Stevie. This guy got nominated for 2 Best Director nominations in the same year. He made Aaron Brockovich in Traffic in the same year. He was against himself for Best Director. What the fuck are we talking about? Bob Iger used to be good at your job. Bob Iger built Disney to the juggernaut. But now he's like, no, Kylo Ren added this really exciting character. I'm so fucking steamed, man. I didn't think I'd get that hot, but I'm hot.
That's a hot take. That's a good one. 5 out of 5. Good job, Jake.
Oh man. Listen, the only thing that in regards to that, Bob Iger. Now, Roderick A. Smith, I don't know how
he might be washed is the thing.
Yeah, I don't know how you may feel about this Roderick A. Smith, but you know Bob Iger these days, he trying to keep an eye on the money and trying to keep the money, and has made some some suspect decisions. You know, the whole Jimmy Kimmel thing.
Well, hold on now, hold now. See,
hold up
before we go there. Yeah.
I want to hear that.
Bob Iger, that's a good brother. Okay, he's a good man. He helped build a lot of this stuff in the MCU that we talking about today. We wouldn't be talking about it if it wasn't no Bob Iger. So we got disrespect that man. Okay, and he's trying to make some big moves. He trying to get these mergers through. Okay. And when you playing games like that, you gotta watch who you are talking down to. You can't have somebody on your team like a Jimmy Kimmel out here talking that noise to the same people you need to approve your merger. I'm sorry. I know that's not a popular opinion. I know that's people don't think that's the right thing to do, the right thing to say, but damn it, you got to get that money. And the one thing that will always trump right and wrong to me is the pursuit of more money. So that's why I think y'all got to chill out with this Bob Iger thing. I hope Bob don't know I'm on here. Okay, I don't. Hey, if y'all talking like that out here, maybe I need to stop showing up.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Oh my goodness. And I will say myself, in regards to the MCU, I think two things before we depart. Avengers Doomsday will restore the feeling. Avengers Doomsday will get people back into a good feeling about the MCU, whether they actually really feel it or not, because I think what they are looking for was an Avengers movie. They've always been looking for an Avengers movie since Endgame. They just needed to see the Avengers again, and I promise you, once that teaser hits in December, when everybody's going to see Avatar, hey man, people will be back. They will be back, and they will be back in droves, waiting for Spider-Man and Avengers Doomsday. And then you'll see, maybe not what it was, but I do think to a level to where I think Disney will be satisfied with what they are getting to keep on making the stuff that they're making. The second thing I will add, as far as Wonder Man is concerned, there is a reason that I have to say, Brad Winderbaum, who couldn't not talk about Ironheart, they just decided to not talk about that. Decided not to talk about Echo. Didn't want to say nothing about that, so you had to wonder what was going on with the POCs and whatnot, and how that whole deal was. I've been on my spiel about that. But when it comes to Wonder Man, this man wants that show to succeed. This man wants that show to do very well. So I think that show is going to be very good, because mainly he wants it to be good and he wants it to succeed. That's why he's talking about it so much. So I suspect that we're going to get multiple seasons of Wonder Man, because apparently this is Marvel's version of the studio on Apple, the whole Seth Rogen thing. So Wonder Man's going to be very good. Wonder Man's going to surprise some people. And I think we're going to get multiple seasons of Wonder Man. And then hopefully, and I don't know if this is a hot take from me, but I feel like, we need to see a little Jungle Fever. Simon Williams, Wanda Maximoff. Let's get it going. A little Jungle Fever. I don't know what you got to say about that, Roderick A. Smith, but I'm just saying.
I think everything you said was right, brother. I think everything you said was right. Especially, the part about the Jungle Fever. Like that part to me was like the closer you could get to that proximity to whiteness. Because what did I say earlier? Yeah, you gonna take these DEI new woke people, you gotta pair them with an old white person. Now, what's more apparent than smashing? Like that right there will guarantee a success.
Now I have a question, Roderick A. Smith. Are you a tits or an ass guy?
Oh, absolutely. I'm a ass man. Okay. I got to have it.
I just want to make sure.
Mm-hmm. Not that. Look, the tits is good. Look. I know titties for a long time. We go way back. We had some good times. Like, it's no disrespect that if I have to pick though, okay, ask the GOAT. And that can only be one GOAT.
All right, I just wanted to confirm. I was just curious.
Yes. But Roderick A. Smith, we want to thank you for blessing us with your presence once again. Thank you for joining us and making our show better and smarter.
Thanks for having me.
And more and more well aware of the issues, like the real issues that are going on in this country.
Exactly.
As
the Democrats,
as we go,
that's the issues. Whatever they doing is wrong, and they need to do better, and they need to work with Trump. And if you got a problem with him, you need to not say nothing about him. Just keep talking about Democrats, and vote for me
Mhm.
whenever I decide to run for office and be on First Take at the same time.
I can't wait for that. So where can we find you, Roderick A. Smith? I know there's so many places, so many countless places, but where can we find
Thank
you?
God, man. Oh, my voice hurts. My ears hurt from that
Oh
fucking
man.
hat. Yeah, you can find me, Rodimus Prime, on Twitter. You can also the Blackout Tips podcast. Check that out. Everywhere you get podcasts. If you have Patreon, the Blackout Tips on there. We're on there now, so you can do free week trial and see if you like it. We talk about nerd stuff behind the paywall on the Nerd Off. We talk about sports stuff on our sports podcast, Balls D Sports. So check out those shows and let me know what you think, guys.
Oh man, much appreciation to you, Rod and Jake. Where can we find you, sir?
You can follow me on Twitter at the J Christie, on TikTok at the J Christie, and on Blue Sky at J Christie.
Shout out to Teej, less underscore humble Teej. You can follow him there. Slander You podcast. I always got a lot of stuff going on with Teej, and appreciate him for joining us at the start of the show. You can follow me on Twitter at Anthony Canton _3. Follow the show on all platforms at MC University Pod. Patreon.com/MC University Pod, where you can get our bonus content. As we will be endeavoring to do the subscriber mailbag soon, and we will be endeavoring to do Batman Returns soon. So both of those things are on deck there. And if you've been enjoying the Discord, anybody who's not only been enjoying the Discord, or if you want to kind of get into the community, and
It's honestly
see what
been a
it's
lot
like,
of fun. It's been really great of late, especially that now it feels like every time any of us sees a movie, we go to the movies. Like anytime I see a movie, immediately can have a discussion about it. So that's really cool. If you're the type of person who, like me, will watch something and be like, I need to talk about Roofman with someone.
Yes. So $3 for that, and of course subscribe to the YouTube channel. And appreciate all the love and all the things. We don't know what we're doing next, but I'm sure we'll be back with something. So appreciate everybody for listening, supporting, and watching. For Teej and Roderick A. Smith and Rod himself and Jake, I'm Anthony Canton III. This has been Marvel Cinematic University, and we will talk to you next time.